Welcome to Bryer CD Showcase. I am Bryer Cisneros, and it's time for another video. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the first one to do something like this, but it's whatever. So what this is going to be is probably going to be a mini series where I'm going to go through a discography of a certain band. I'm going to name my favorite song on each album, and just for a bonus, I'm also going to include an honorable mention as well. So of course, the band I am starting with is of course my favorite band of all time, which is Queen. If you're new here, Queen pretty much started everything. There's a reason why I have all those behind me. So I just want to pay tribute again to again my favorite band of all time. And it's actually been a while since I've done a video completely about Queen. I don't think I've done a video about them since my very first video, which was when I ranked the albums. If you want to go check that out if you want, but it's pretty bad. But I digress. So let's go ahead and start. So again, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, leave a like on the video, comment below what's your favorite song on each album I'm going to be showing. So let's go ahead and start. Of course, we're starting with the very beginning, which is of course is the self-titled debut. So when it comes to picking a song on here, it's no doubt going to be Liar for me as my favorite song on here. It's just a great hard rock number with a great riff by Brian May, and I absolutely love the little bass solo played by John Deacon. Shit. When it comes for an honorable mention, I'm gonna go with the first track, Keep Yourself Alive. I mean, it's a great opening track. It just showcases the band, just all the band's talents when it comes to the guitar, the bass, the drums, and the vocals. It's just a perfect way to start just a wonderful career this band would go on to do. So that is my honorable mention. All right, so we're gonna move on, of course, to Queen 2. So my favorite song here, this might not be too much of a shocker if you're very familiar with this album, and that of course is the March of the Black Queen. I mean, what can be said about it? Is they're kind of their prog epic, if you want to call it that. It's just it's just so bizarre. Like lyrically, I have no idea what's going on, but it's just so captivating. Like it just constantly changing up. It's just, like it's only 6 minutes, but they add so much. There's so much multi-tracking on here, but it's just a masterpiece. And of course, it would be the precursor of what they would do for much later in the career. But we'll get to that. For an album mention, I'm actually gonna go with the Fairy Fellers Masterstroke. It's a weird song. I know Freddie Mercury got inspired by a painting he saw, and I have seen this painting. It is pretty crazy. I'll probably leave a picture on it on the side, but yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite albums, of course, and of course has that iconic cover. So yeah, those are my two songs there. Next up, Sheer Heart Attack. When it comes to the early Queen, this is not one I go back to very often, but there's still some great songs on here. This one's probably not gonna be much of a shock. My favorite song on here is Killer Queen, the big hit off here. Again, I just love I just love the sound of it, and great bass, and I love the guitar solo as well. So that's my top pick. Honorable mention is most probably gonna be going to Brighton Rock. Again, great song, and of course has that killer guitar solo by Brian May, and one of his finest moments here. So those are my two songs there. All right, now we get to the big one. Of course, it's Night of the Opera. Okay, I really did not want to be that person who was just gonna pick Bohemian Rhapsody, but I'm gonna be that person. So yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody's my number one pick. I know it's pretty overplayed now, and I know many people are kind of getting sick of it, but for me, it's just a very important song. That was the first song I really listened to. At first, kind of true story, at first I didn't like it at first because it was way too weird. But again, the more I listened to it, it eventually clicked, and from then on, that was just the beginning of my love for this band. So yeah, that's gonna be my top pick for this album. Okay, when it came to honorable mentions, there are many songs I could have chosen because there's so many deep cuts on here that not many people talk about. But I'm gonna go with the Space Folk number by Brian May, and that's 39. Again, it's a very folky number. It's about space, and it's really good. And I don't think many people talk about it very much. So yeah, that's my pick for Night of the Opera. So now we go to the follow-up, which is A Day at the Races My favorite song on here is the Millionaire Waltz. That's it. Such a great deep cut on here. Just starts out with a great piano, piano riff, and then John Deacon comes in. Is just incredible. And from then on, the song goes through many changes. It's just amazing. If you haven't heard that song before, then go ahead and listen to it. Okay, honorable mention. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Somebody to Love. I mean, again, it's the big hit off here, but it's just a great song. One of Freddie's best songs, in my opinion. Just perfect. Okay, we're gonna go to the news of the world, or just news of the world. There's no the in there. But yeah, we're going with this one. My top pick is gonna be Spread Your Wings, a John Deacon pen number, and this is not the first John Deacon song I'm gonna be picking in this list here. But yeah, it's a great song, great message as well, something I relate to personally. Yeah, it's just a great song. And honorable mention, I'm gonna go with We Are the Champions. What else is to say about it? So I'm gonna move on. Okay, going to jazz. Okay, my top pick, kind of weird they're on the side here, but my top pick is gonna be Don't Stop Me Now. Yeah, not really a shocker, but yeah, it's just an incredible song by them. One of the songs I play the most. But yeah, and my honorable mention is going to another John Deacon number, and it's going to be In Only 7 Days. It's just another one of those underrated songs not many people talk about. It's very simple. It's not too long. It's like 2 minutes, roughly, maybe less than 3 minutes if I'm not mistaken. But it's just a great song, and it just has this longing feel, which makes sense if you read the lyrics on here. But yeah, it's a great song. Like, nice. I mean, John Deacon's always been known to write some of the more not really heavy songs, but just some very good, pleasant easy listening songs that are just so catchy. So yeah, those are my two picks there. Okay, and going with The Game. I mean, both of these songs have bass lines in them, and as you already tell. But yeah, top pick, Another One Bites the Dust. I mean, again, what can be said about that? Just an iconic bass line. But I'm going to talk about the honorable mention for a bit, and that's, of course, is Dragon Attack, which also has a killer bass line to it. And I've heard that that's one of John Deacon's favorite songs. If not, it is his favorite song. But yeah, just the bass work on this album is so good. I mean, John Deacon's was the guy that made me want to pick up a bass. So had to highlight those two songs. I'm gonna skip Flash Gordon. I don't know why it was in here, but I'm not gonna pick any songs on here. If you want to include it in the comments, go ahead. But I'm gonna go straight to Hot Space. I know many people don't like this album, but to me, there's still some good songs on here. I mean, to no shock, my favorite song is, of course, Under Pressure. I mean, what can be said about that? It's a great duet with Freddie and David Bowie, of course. And again, another iconic bass line. See, the bass always comes back when I talk about Queen. But yeah, when it comes to honorable mention, I'm gonna go with Las Palabras. I can't say it. I'm part Mexican and I can't say it. I'm Las Palabras de Amor. I'm going with that. But yeah, it's another one of those. It's kind of almost like a ballad of sorts. But it's very good. I mean, it's kind of a song dedicated to their Spanish-speaking fans, and it's a great song. There's a good message in it as well. But yeah, it's a very pleasant song. So yeah, again, not one most Queen fans go to, but again, there's some decent songs on here. Next up, going to the works. Favorite song, Radio Gaga. I mean, no question. It's just a perfect synth pop song by them. It's just so good, and it's amazing when you see them play live. Of course, with the Live Aid footage, of course. Honorable mention is going to be I Want to Break Free. Again, great song. Another song by John Deacon, and got that iconic video as well, which most people don't seem to like, but I like. I love it. I'm just gonna say I love it. So yeah. Next up, Kind of Magic. Okay, favorite song, Princess of the Universe. Just a great song, and the title track, The Highlander, which I did see. Fun film. I enjoyed it. But yeah, Princess of the Universe, my favorite song on here. Honorable mention, Another John Deacon song, One Year of Love. Yes, it's slow. Yes, it's kind of cheesy and it's kind of sappy, but I love that sound. So what can I say? Okay, almost done here. Got 3 more to go. Next up, we have The Miracle. Favorite song here, I'm gonna go with I Want It All. Yep, I Want It All is one of my top 5 favorite Queen songs. It just has a great, again, another great message to it. Just really really great motivator for me. And again, probably one of my favorite Brian May guitar solos. It's so good. But yeah, that's my top pick. And for an honorable mention, I'm gonna go with The Invisible Man. Again, another great bass line by John. And the reason why that bass line is so good is because it reminds me of a cartoon I used to watch called Danny Phantom, which the theme song's bass line sound exactly like it. He's a phantom. Yes, because of that, then yeah, that's an honorable mention. So yeah, that's the Miracle. Okay, up next we have Innuendo, last album with Freddie before he died. And my top pick is no doubt The Show Must Go On. It's my all-time favorite Queen song. So emotional, so powerful, especially when you know the story behind it. Just Freddie was gonna do it and Bryan was unsure if he was, but Freddie says, I'll fucking do it, darling, and just down some vodka, goes in and does the song. It's just incredible, very emotional. And my honorable mention is also kind of an emotional one. It's These Are the Days of Our Lives, which of course is the kind of Freddie's goodbye song in a way, even though it was written by Roger Taylor to his kids. But yeah, but that's a great emotional song, and the video itself, it's also very emotional album, but still it's in my top 3 favorite albums by them. So that's Innuendo. And then finally, to finish off, we have Made in Heaven. Pretty controversial album. I know some people like it, some people don't like this one. When it comes to picking a song on here, it's kind of tough. But I'm gonna go with I Was Born to Love You. Of course, this is the Queen version. This was originally on Freddie Mercury's solo album, Mr. Bad Guy. And I've heard both versions, and I do like both versions, but I think I like the Queen one a little bit more. There's more guitar in it. It rocks more. It's just, and the song itself, I mean, both versions are very catchy, but I do prefer the more rock version on this album. And for an honorable mention, I'm gonna go with Let Me Live. That's a nice, pleasant song. And it's kind of cool is that every member has their own little verse in it. So Freddie sings a verse, Bryan sings a verse, and then Roger, I'm pretty sure that's not the right order, but those 3 guys, they have a verse on it, which is pretty cool. I don't think they did a song like that. Normally, if it has more than one singer, usually they just sing like a little passage, not like a whole verse. But yeah, very good. I'd say this is not one of my favorite Queen albums, but I think, again, there's some good stuff on here. Okay, and that is it. That is every song but on every Queen album, and even an honorable mention. So in the comments below, let me know what is your favorite song on each album, and if you want to put an honorable mention, go ahead and leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye for now.